Okay, welcome, episode 5. Today we're going to be talking about how our movie watching habits have changed and why, and how artificial intelligence, Midjourney, and ChatGPT has impacted us and how we use it in our projects. This is the Sheer Mirror Show, episode 5, take 1. Like and subscribe. Sheer.
I was wondering, where were these?
You remember I had a Wiggly Jiggly?
Uh-oh, is that a problem?
Is yours loose like that?
I don't think so.
Let me see. No, yours is tight. Okay. So I had them fix it.
Only yours? Because mine was fine.
Oh, there we go. So much better.
You sure you didn't adjust mine? How much money have we spent on these things? Used to fit better. Most of our budget has gone to these two things.
You know, I think this rug cost a lot of money.
But it was worth it.
I'm going to get us a bigger rug.
Of course.
I'm going to get us a bigger rug and a bigger table.
Why don't we get a crane while we're at it?
That's a good idea.
And what's with the mic?
I wanted to try the handheld mic. Lyle 3D printed this.
So that same thing is in my pocket, that little...
This piece right here is what's in your pocket, and you have a lav. But I wanted to try something different. I wanted to see if this works or doesn't work.
And I wonder if there's going to be any audio quality difference.
Yeah, there'll be something. It'll be different, yeah. Yours will be better, I think, in the sense that it's going to be more consistent, right? Mine is, especially if I'm moving the mic around like this, my voice is going to come in and out, in and out. So I have to be conscious where to always keep it here.
That'll be useful when we're in the field.
Yeah, we're out in the field. Okay, so the first subject, let's just jump right into it.
Yes, Jason.
Is, okay, Dan.
Here's the irony of this first topic. We're trying to do a thing about movies. We love movies. We want to make movies. But we're not watching as many movies as we used to.
I certainly don't go to the movie theaters very often.
No, and that's curious and kind of sad, and we want to figure out why.
Does it have something to do with the quality of the movie or the story, the subject matter? A lot of the movies that are coming out just don't interest me.
Now, is that because we're getting older?
That's another,
Tastes are changing. I mean, definitely the movies that we loved and grew up with are, I don't know how kids would react to them these days. We'll have to do a test on that.
I may have mentioned this before, the movie Duel.
They actually shot that movie, most of it in this region where we live.
Oh, wow. The reason why that movie resonates with me is its simplicity. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying making the movie was simple. The approach, the story, you're focusing on one person.
So you're not overwhelmed with characters?
Yes. I'm not overwhelmed with this bombastic amount of special effects and CGI and whatever sound design and sound effects and music, and it just...
Do you feel the same way about movies that are using a lot of CGI that are not bombastic? Like, I don't know, the one that with Brad Pitt where he was getting younger. Benjamin Button.
Oh, Benjamin Button.
Because that was very CGI, but it was a lot more contained, and it wasn't bombastic, so...
Also, he's not some crazy superhero that...
But it's not the CGI or effects that's kicking you out of it.
My little heart is no bigger than a quarter.
The movies, the Avengers, and they're entertaining, or even the Transformers movies.
I always fall asleep in the most climactic moments in those movies. Like, literally will fall asleep.
They're entertaining, I guess, but...
There's no stakes.
There you go. That's another thing. It's just some of the stuff is so over the top. That person would be totally banged up and injured and maimed, and their arms would be broken, and they'd probably have a broken neck. But yet they managed to jump from building to building and fall during a skyscraper collapsing, and they just slide through. And
that's what my problem is. I don't care. Like, you got to care about your characters.
Yeah, and I don't care about those characters. And going back to the movie Duel, the character in that, played by Dennis Weaver, I care about that character. I want to know, how is he going to get out of this?
Right.
And the stakes are high for him.
Yeah, he has few outlets and options. What's he going to do?
How's he going to get out of this? He's not going to crash the car and fly through the window and all of a sudden roll around 100 feet and he's going to get up and start walking again, because that's not real.
I remember one of my first movies I worked on was Atlantis, and that had a big ensemble of characters. And same with the next movie, which is Treasure Planet, and that was the critique of those two movies because they didn't do well in the box office. And it was that there's too many characters, you didn't know what to focus on or care about. I was just thinking they're so expensive now. You take the family out to see a movie, 4 people, let's say, you're looking at $100 maybe with food.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So you got to really want to see the movie if you're going to do that.
Do you want to make movies that you think people are going to watch, or do you make movies that you want to watch, that interest you, that
definitely I think it's the latter.
That you're passionate about?
Definitely the latter.
Yeah, it should be a film with a story that you're passionate about, and if you do that, it's going to come across as honest, and people are going to like it.
That's the way to go. And that's why a lot of the Pixar movies were so successful, because they were not catering to their audience. They were trying to make films that they wanted to see.
Make the film that you want to make, the story that has some sort of meaning to you or that you're passionate about. Inevitably, whether you're making somebody else's film or your own film, a piece of you is going to be in that film.
Yeah.
Some part of your life you're going to somehow interject into that film. It's not going to be a direct reference to a piece of your life, but hopefully those are the ones that turn out to be the most honest and the most successful. What's he here for?
Well,
Who
first
is
of all, he's a character that we cared about in that movie, right?
Wally.
Number 1. But number 2, he's a robot. He's an AI, and we were going to talk about AI.
AI.
I was really curious because you showed me some images the other day. I wanted to ask you how you did it.
I don't have a lot of money, so I can't go to a sketch artist or a concept artist and say, hey, can you draw me up some pictures that basically resemble what it is I've written here in my script or the idea that I'm thinking in my head.
Does that mean that's your preference? Like you would prefer to do that?
It would be nice to have that collaboration, right? Absolutely. But in terms of Midjourney, I can give it the prompt. A description of what it's scene I'm looking for, or the concept I'm looking for, and it will spit out, a series of 4 images. And then from there, I can say, one of these works, or I can say, give me a variation of these images.
I think what you showed me was really impressive. I am really curious, like what kind of prompts you actually use to do this.
Broken down shed of a house, shack with the corrugated tin roof with weathered wood, pouring down rain, heavy storm, car coming down the road from the 1920s, like a 1920s delivery truck, and I'll type in that stuff. I'll refine it a little bit. And I'll say amber lighting for the house light, flickering amber light, and that's it.
All those elements, will it spit out all those things in that first image?
Spits out a pretty good image, but it's so helpful for me.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Because I can then take these images, match them up with the scene, and then I can present it to production design.
It's like a beat board.
Yeah, and I can say, this is what I'm looking for. How close to this can we get? Doesn't have to be exact, because
that's the thing. Like, so you have a lot of control versus if you were collaborating with somebody, they would have a lot more input probably.
I can be more precise in what it is I want.
It raises some questions, right?
Certainly on how it affects people in the industry on a larger scale.
Whatever AI is drawing from, it's drawing from a database, and the database is going to be art that it's looking at or text. So it's like, it really can't generate something from nothing.
Yeah, I think you're right. It has to pull from something.
Just based on the concept art that you showed me that you generated, or Midjourney generated, would you even say you did it, or how would you make that distinction?
No, I'm not going to say I did it. I'm just giving it a prompt. Mm-hmm. This is just what's in my head. Because I didn't make the image. All I did was give it a prompt. It spit out an image, and I say yes or no. Okay, that's close enough. I like that. I'm going to stick with that.
So since you pay a fee for Midjourney, would you say that you own it once you've got it?
I don't think anybody owns it.
Shouldn't you though, if you're paying for it?
I can do it privately. I think because I pay, I can do it privately, so only I have access to those images.
Yeah, I think most studios would opt to do that because he wants to share their ideas, right?
I'm not so concerned because no one knows what's inside my head. No one knows how I'm going to use that particular image.
Another cool thing that you showed me was that you were able to extend the canvas to get the aspect ratio you're looking for. Like, that was cool too, because that also involves AI with, I think, Photoshop you were using, right?
Yeah, so I want a little bit wider screen so that it fits, because I also use Apple's Pages app to create a lookbook. Images that come out of Midjourney don't fit the aspect ratio of the Pages app, the Pages format. So then I'll take that, bring it into Photoshop, and use their generative fill to fill in a section. You know, like I think you were saying, I expand the canvas in Photoshop. Now it's blank in that section. And I use generative fill to...
It's another form of AI, basically.
Yeah, to fill in the rest. And
what you were showing me, that it looked pretty good. You know, like
Yeah.
it's generating image that wasn't there, and it's extending a canvas, but it's really amazing what it's doing.
Yeah, and again, you know, there's a danger to it. There's a danger to...
Danger for jobs, loss of jobs.
Yeah, loss of jobs.
And that's definitely seeming to be affecting me right now, like with our industry's changing.
Yeah.
In the back of my head, I'm always thinking about all these concept artists that are up in arms and losing jobs that are so upset about this.
That's the danger.
Well, it's the moral dilemma, isn't it? Or
Yeah.
the ethical problem with AI that I've heard arguments on both sides of it. And I think the people that are up in arms have to utilize it and maybe even get more out of it or be more productive because of it. But I've played with ChatGPT with show ideas that I've tried to develop, and then it helped me generate some synopses for, you know, like 10 different storylines that I can, you know, accept or not or whatever. But it did it in a flash, and that would have taken me a week.
Yeah, it's helpful.
What about that middle ground, the creative ground?
Writing a script?
Or a children's book or a novel?
I see it as almost the same thing as using it for the concept art. It's a great jumping off point.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it,
Yeah.
understand it, and get over those ethical problems.
Right.
But at the same time, I feel like it's a great tool that we can't ignore.
Definitely helpful. Also, a bit of a danger. I think we're going to have to close up shop because we're out of time. Yeah.
Good job.
That's good.
Nice.
That's it. We're done.
We're done.
Stop the recording. Shoot.
What?
I forgot the smoke machine.
Damn it.